Welcome to my channel. Welcome to today's video. Today we're going to be going over my September empties. No, August. You'll be seeing this in September, but these are all the products that I used up in August. Today there's a decent amount of products. I've had bigger empties, but I'm happy with what I have here. So without any further ado, if you like empty videos, give this video a thumbs up. It lets me know what videos you want to see. Subscribe, stick around. I do upload videos twice a week. And with that, let's just get started. I usually break these up into categories. So let's just go smallest category to largest. First one up being nail care. So I have two items from Nailcare. This is the Hustle Butter Luxe Multi-Purpose Cream. I just use this as a cuticle cream. It was nice and thick. It was very moisturizing. I wouldn't repurchase this just because I didn't really enjoy the scent of it. However, it worked as intended. I have nothing bad to say, just nothing that stood out to me. The second thing is the Anchor and Heart Lacquer, and this is their Iron Anchor. So this is their 5 free strengthening base coat. I go through this quite often, actually. It's primarily the only base coat I use. It is tinted blue. You can somewhat see just out of the little that's left in there. This is a really great base coat. It helps prevent staining, and it's what I really just enjoy about this the most is that it's so thin on the nails. So when you're doing your nails at home, if you're someone who frequently does them, sometimes your polish can just get really thick looking after a while, and that's because you're putting on base coat, then you're doing 2 or 3 layers of polish, and then your top coat. So I find that this base coat in particular, it really helps the wear time of my polish, and it's just so thin that it kind of just helps my polish not be so bulky after I've applied all the layers and layers that it takes to polish my nails. So these are the 2 nail care items that I had for the month of August. Next category is going to be body care. So let's see what I have here. I have 3 lotions. One is the Bluebird Zero Thirst Whipped Body Butter. I don't know what scent this was, but it came in a tub. I did really enjoy this. It smells kind of like lemon drops. It was very just citrus candy. Really liked this. I think that it's very moisturizing. Oh, here's the scent. It is Sun Puddles was the scent. Smelled really great. Bluebird is primarily known for their polish. However, they do also make body care items. If you ever are into just specialty finish for polish, I do recommend looking up Bluebird lacquer and then pick up some body butter. While you're at it, it's very moisturizing. In my opinion, indie company lotions are just so much better. They have less preservatives in them, and they're just so much more hydrating on the skin. I really enjoy this, and I will probably repurchase it in the future. The other 2 lotions that I have, this was just like a little sample. This is the Beija Flor Elastic Cream from... what is this brand? Because I just know that they do the Sol de Janeiro. I just know them as the Bum Bum Cream people. Sol de Janeiro. And I really liked this so much more than the Bum Bum Cream. The Bum Bum Cream, I mean, hands down, the scent is the best thing about it. However, I don't like that it's a little bit glittery. So when you apply it, you kind of have like that shimmer to it. I don't like that. This didn't have that, and it's so much thicker than that one. So if I was to repurchase the Sol de Janeiro lotion, it's going to be this one. I prefer it hands down to the Bum Bum Cream. I just wish it came in the pistachio scent. This still smells nice, but nothing, it's kind of just very basic. It doesn't have like a very standout scent to it. And the last lotion that I have, this is the Irresistible Givenchy Lotion Hydrating Body Lotion. I'm reading it in French. I always do that instead of reading the English at the bottom. This came in their holiday set with the fragrance, which I have right here in the corner, if you can see that. So I bought this together as a scent. I don't know why I do that, because these fragrance lotions, They're not necessarily hydrating for the skin, they just smell good. And while this is a great, great scent, I highly recommend the Givenchy Irresistible. If you haven't smelled it, go smell it the next time you're in a Sephora or just a fragrance store. I really like it, but I don't know why I get suckered every holiday into buying the holiday sets when I know I don't like these lotions. So I use this up. I got this out of my big bin of lotions and it's gonna go in the trash now. Last up for body care. This will come to no surprise to anyone. This is the Bee's Knees Lacquer Meringue in the scent Pure Chaos. So I talk about these every single Empties. I can link the playlist up above if you haven't seen any of my empty videos. Basically, these are, meringue's a very great term for it. It's like a very thick frosting texture soap. So it's not a liquid soap, but it's not a bar soap. And I really enjoy these. I keep them in my shower. I keep them by the sink in the kitchen. I keep them by the sink in the bathroom. I keep them everywhere. Usually I have at least 2, but usually 3 of these. However, I'm taking a break from these and like my stash of them and trying to work through some bar soap that I have. And those I'm not gonna put in my empties because I don't even know how. Like, I guess I could save the wrapper, but I'm not going to. It's not that deep for my empties video. So there's only one this time. However, I do highly recommend these in every video. I love these so much. They're great for hand soap. They're great for everything. They foam really nice. You can't beat the scents. She has great, great scents. Bee's Knees Lacquer, also just like Bluebird Lacquer, they are an indie polish company. She's one of the most popular indie polish companies. So again, if you're into nail polish specialty finishes, her polishes they speak for themselves. They glow on the nails. I don't know what magic potions she puts into her polish, but they are hands down, they're extraordinary. So if you're wanting to get into polish, she's a great indie company to check out. I would definitely go to their website, check them out, and see if you can snag anything from them. Because next category up is fragrance. So I'm still working through all my little fragrance samples. We have 5 here. And again, I kind of, after I worked through these 5, I took a break and I'm trying to finish up one of my full-size ones because I have like this much left of it. And I think I can finish it in September. That's what I'm hoping. So this is the Miss Dior Blooming Bouquet. It's one of my top favorite fragrances of all time, but I just have so little left that I just want to finish it. So that's what I'm working on now, but I did get through these 5 first. And let's start with this one. This is the Christian Dior Gris Dior. This was okay. I have like a love-hate relationship with this one because like I didn't like it, but I kind of just want it. So I don't really know how to explain whatever psyche's going on inside me, but there's nothing about this fragrance that I love, but for some reason I just want to have the bottle. So I probably won't purchase this unless I just win the lottery and have a ton of money to just blow on things like that. But this is okay. Mostly I just like the name, I think. This one here is the Ellis Brooklyn Sweet. And just like the name, it was very sweet fragrance. Nothing about this really stands out to me. I wouldn't repurchase. It was fine when I wore it. I didn't hate it, but nothing great. I also have here Gucci Bloom. So this one's weird because Gucci Bloom's a fairly popular fragrance and I never really gave it a chance. I've just never gravitated towards it. I kind of have like a little bit of a bias against Gucci. I don't know. They're like the bottom of my list for designers, so I don't really check them out too much. However, this fragrance is like, I've mentioned this before in other products and you'll see it come up again, but this smells like my grandma. And like, I want like a candle. I'm definitely going to purchase this because it's just so nostalgic for me. My grandma's passed. It's been at least 5 or 6 years. I can't really ask her the fragrance that she wore. So I don't know. This is just really nostalgic. I really enjoyed this. I don't necessarily like the bottle and how it looks, but this is one for sure I'm going to purchase at some point, even if it's just the little one, because I love how this smells. I don't know. It makes me happy. It brings happiness to my life. Last two, I have L'Oreal from Vince Camuto, and then I have the Kalali. This is Musk 12. The Kalali one, I still just like the coconut vanilla one the best. That one just, I haven't been able to beat it. This one's called Musk. So as expected, it's very musky, which is just not my type of scent. So pass on this one. This one from Vince Camuto, I had no idea Vince Camuto did fragrance. I thought he only did shoes. So I wonder what else he has, like if he has clothing or anything else like that. I've just known him for his shoes. So this was actually a nice fragrance. This I don't like have it on my list to repurchase. If I came across it, I'd be like, oh yeah, I really like that. And I would probably buy it. But this was really nice. It was just a staple floral scent, nothing super special about it. However, I did really enjoy wearing this and I was sad when it ran out. So maybe I'll repurchase it, we'll see. But out of these, I mean, the Gucci Bloom is just top of that. And then this would maybe come up second. Let's go over makeup before we get to hair care. Not too many makeup items, but I do have some makeup items. Sometimes I don't. So that was exciting for me. The first one, the least exciting, is just a little sample. This is the Dior Forever Skin Veil SPF 20. This is just like a little primer, I guess. This was fine. I mean, I would never repurchase this. There's nothing standout, special, or anything to make me want to buy this. It's just a glorified moisturizing SPF. So this is a pass for me, but I had it, I was gonna use it. The next one is also a primer. This is the Origins Original Skin Pore Perfecting Cooling Primer with Willow Herb. So it looks like this. It's an aerosol foam. Let's see if it comes out. And it comes out like this. So I remember seeing videos on this when it first came out. And after that, I don't see it that much. But this is one of my favorite primers. I even have a backup of this. You can't see it on my hand. But it is really cooling on the skin. And I love that it's a foam. It just, when you put it on, it feels so nice and light and airy. This is one of the very few moisturizing primers that I really enjoy. The scent is divine, like just very spa-like. I really all around enjoy this. I wouldn't say it's very pore blurring, but a little bit more than just your average moisturizer. I don't know why people still don't talk about this. I love this. It's still sold on the Ulta website because I bought my backup because I knew I was running low. So the backup hasn't been sitting there for a long time. It's fairly recent and I really, really like this primer. It is rare that I go through a primer. It is rare that I go through any makeup products. So the fact that I finished this really says something. I mean, this is almost 2 ounces of product, 1.8 ounces. That's a lot. So I just really, really enjoy this. Then the last 2 makeup products I have, this is the M Cosmetics. This is the eyebrow gel. I don't think it has like an official name, but I have the shade Blonde. And I've had this in Shop My Stash for a couple of months now. You should have seen my Shop My Stash a couple videos ago. I'll link it up above if you haven't seen it. But it has a very, very thin wand. And for being blonde, I normally don't get blonde. I usually get soft brown or something like that. I mean, it's empty, so I can't really show you a swatch of it. However, it's pretty dark in my opinion for being blonde. The only thing I don't like about it is I don't like when the lid is bigger than the actual component. For some reason that bothers me. And then the brush is just so thin that you can see I accidentally slammed it wrong and it completely bent. But at least it was towards the end when I was almost done with it, so it didn't bother me too much. However, if I did that like right in the beginning, it probably would have irritated me quite a bit. This is a solid brow gel. In my opinion, the brow gels that have been coming out aren't necessarily for building brows. They're more for people who have already pretty decent brows because that's the trend now. I don't think my brows are super thin. They're definitely on the thinner side. That's just how I prefer it. But I don't have like very bushy brows. I still need my eyebrow gel to give like a little bit of like oomph to it. And this just, doesn't do that for me. It's not 100% what I'm looking for. I would repurchase this and I would like it, but there's just something I can't put my finger on that this is missing, and I'm not sure what it is. I just prefer the Gimme Brow a little bit more than this. However, this is a really good product. If you purchase this, I don't think you'll be upset about it. Last up in makeup is just a little mascara sample. However, I'm still very proud of it. This is the Chanel Le Volume in black, and the brush looks like this. It's kind of like a very rubberized brush. It is the mascara I'm wearing today. I don't know if you can really see it. I love this mascara. So my holy grail mascara has always been the Stila Huge. I really enjoy that mascara, and I also really like the Benefit Primer. That sounds really weird, but just on no makeup days, that's usually what I'll wear because it's just a little bit tinted. It's not black, so it kind of doesn't look too stark. This beat out both of those. I have to buy the full size. I've never fallen in love with a mascara like I have with this one. I even, you know, it was Chanel, so I was like, oh God, how much is this gonna be? Because if it's too expensive, like, no, it's just not worth it. But it's $35, and I think that that's okay. If it was anything more, if it was $40, I don't think I would purchase it. However, like the Stila, I think is $29. The Rare Beauty's $29. So I was like, okay, this is not that much more. This mascara, it separates, which is the number one thing that I look for in a mascara. I hate that like very clumpy, spidery eyelash look. I don't wear false lashes. I want to have very natural looking lashes. I just want them to be better than my natural lashes. So what I look for in a mascara is that it separates, it gives volume, and it lengthens. But the main thing is I just don't want it to be clumpy. And this is so perfect for that. I never once had to worry like, oh, I got a little bit too much. It's a little bit too clumpy. I need to brush it through. Every single time I wore this, I loved it. I'm immediately going to purchase this. The only thing I'm waiting on is, I think in a couple of days, the Chanel Quads launch, the tweed ones. If you haven't seen photos of that, I'll link a photo up above of it. They are stunningly beautiful. I have to have them. Out of everything that's launched this year, this is the most excited I am for any makeup launch. I don't care if I have to sell a kidney to get these. Like, I want them so bad. So I plan on picking up this mascara when I purchase those in a couple of days here. But this is really good. No one's ever talked about it. I'm so thankful that Chanel just put this in the little sample with a purchase that I got from them, because if they didn't, I never would have tried this, and it is so good. Again, this is just the Le Volume. I think it's just their basic mascara. I don't know what mascaras they have. This one is amazing. Probably out of all these empties, my favorite thing out of all of these. All right, we have hair care and we have skincare left. Let's go over hair care. I finally finished my Olaplex. I have the shampoo, the number 4, and the conditioner, the number 5. This is what I've been using. I want to say this is like my 3rd or 4th bottle of these. I really enjoy this. You don't need a lot. Like, these are small bottles. This is 8.5 fluid ounces, 250 milliliters. So these are fairly small. And even, you know, for the most part, I would say I usually have my hair to about my chin, and I've been letting it grow. It's almost double that length. It still takes me quite a bit of time to get through this. I would say at least 4 months. Before, when my hair was shorter, this was lasting me 6 months. I would say now probably around 4 months, which is still really great. I want to say, I believe these are around $30 a piece, so it's not very on the more affordable end. However, for the length that it lasts, I'm happy with that price. It just leaves my hair really soft, really healthy. I feel like my hair is in pretty good condition. I don't color my hair. I don't heat style very often. I wash my hair once or twice a week, usually every 4 days or so. So maybe that's part of why it's lasting me a little longer. I don't suffer from like super oily hair or anything like that. I'm really glad that I started investing in more salon quality shampoo and conditioner. I found it's made a great difference to my hair. I really recommend these. If you're still buying drugstore shampoo, I'm not gonna say it's bad. I'm sure it gets the job done. You're gonna see I have like a little drugstore packet here in just a second. Spoiler alert, so I don't wanna like eat my words, but there's just something about salon quality products that just does so much more for your hair. It's worth the investment. I find I don't have to get my hair cut as much because my ends are just so much healthier. So I feel like the value for these is really, really great. And then once I finish the shampoo and conditioner, we all just have like a big bin of like sample stuff that we got for free? I do. So I'm trying to get through all that. I decided before I repurchase the shampoo and conditioner, let me go through all my samples, just get those out of my collection, taking up space. I'm so sick of like reorganizing my bathroom shelves to like fit all this stuff. I'm just gonna use them. So we have a few like little sample things. I have the Briogeo Don't Despair Repair Deep Conditioning Mask. This is really great. I prefer the Olaplex. I know there's probably like very specific camps of like the Briogeo people, the Olaplex people, the Way people. So I'm in camp Olaplex. Briogeo's not bad, just I prefer the Olaplex. I'm gonna stick with that, but this was a really nice conditioning mask. I also had, this was so old, I just had to get it out. This is the Pantene Pro V 3-Minute Miracle Conditioner. So I got this in the Philippines, which was like at least 3 years ago. It's just been sitting there. And I tell myself like, oh, well, if I go on a trip, I'll take this with me because it's just a single packet. The next little sample I have is the Perfect Repair Treatment from Nature Labs. This again was just a deep conditioner. This was good. This was okay. Didn't stand out to me. I wouldn't repurchase this. I don't even remember how it made my hair feel, so not on my list to repurchase. And then lastly, in shampoo and conditioner, I have the Virtue, and this is the Restorative Treatment Mask. I did like this. Virtue is a very pricey brand. They're definitely more expensive than Olaplex. I have it's like a powder volumizer from Virtue. It works great, but I remember I ordered it online and it came and it was like this teeny tiny bottle and I was like, what is this for the price that I paid? Like, are you serious? I'm not really there yet where I'm ready to invest that much money into skincare. However, this treatment mask was nice. I like that the sample came in a little tub. Like, that's really nice of them rather than this little sachet here. So now I can recycle this. It was good. Did I notice anything different versus my Olaplex? Like, not really, but I did like it for just an extra deep condition. But again, I don't have like super dry, damaged hair, so it's not something that my hair necessarily needs. Last up in hair care before we move on to skincare, this is the Way Hair Oil. This is just a little sample. This is 5 milliliters, and I'm pretty sure I got all of it out. I guess there's just a teeny tiny bit. This, I mentioned this before in Way products. I'm interested in Way. I'm gonna stick with my Olaplex, but I am interested in Way, and that's just for the scent, just like the Gucci Bloom. There's something in this. It reminds me of my grandma. When I think of my grandma, she was just such like a glamorous person. My grandma that lived in Arizona, so on my father's side, my mother's mom, she lived in France. I was one of the youngest grandchildren, so I didn't really spend as much time with my grandma before she passed, and she just was so glamorous to me growing up. My mom's not very much of someone who's into makeup and fashion. Like, she lives on a farm, she owns a farm, like that's her journey. I'm happy for her. I just kind of took a different journey. So whenever I would go to my grandma's, it was just like the most glamorous thing. Like, she went and got her hair done, she got her nails done. And so those are the special memories that I remember, and this just reminds me of it. I have the Olaplex hair oil, which I'll probably use up, but I might repurchase this hair oil after because, again, just like the Gucci Bloom, like, it's the little things that bring you joy and happiness, and I'm gonna purchase it for that so that every time I use it, it makes me happy. Last category, skincare. This has the most, but not too many. We'll hopefully breeze through this. I think I've started to get through a lot of my samples, so now I can start to work on full-size things, which is why there's a little bit less. I'm totally okay with that. Less talking for me, kind of nice. Let's get through the little sachets first though. The first one I have is the Laneige Rate C Cream. This is just a vitamin C moisturizer. This is really nice. I tend to like any of the vitamin C moisturizers because it smells like oranges and that's really refreshing. So that's just where my bias lies. But this was really, really nice. There's other moisturizers I prefer over this that just beat this out, so I wouldn't repurchase it. However, if you have this, if you like it, like let me know in the comments, like long-term effects, because I could see this being a really nice moisturizer that a lot of people love and repurchase over and over. I have here the Peace Out Acne Healing Dots. So they come in like a little sachet, and then there's little dots that you put on a blemish. I talk about these quite often. I go through them semi-frequently just because a little sachet doesn't have too many, like this had 6 in it. And I love these. After this video, I'm gonna repurchase them because I'm actually out of them now. They're just really simple to just put on a blemish. You sleep with it. It's very discreet. Sometimes those like acne paste creams, they just get all over my pillow. They rub everywhere. They're very effective. However, it's just messy and this is just so much cleaner. I don't feel as self-conscious when I'm wearing them. I did like have a blemish right here that I put on. So I put one of these dots on last night and it completely just like sucked all the stuff out. Like, yes, it's still red. You can still see it, but it's completely flat now. And I know it's going to heal just so much faster. It literally just like, when you take it off, it's amazing. Like it just sucks all the stuff out of it. It sounds really gross. But then now my skin will just heal. There's nothing left for it. You don't have to pop your pimples because I tend to do that. I am a popaholic. I enjoy the satisfaction of that. So this just really helps with that. If you haven't tried these, they're like little miracle workers. I wouldn't recommend them for someone who maybe deals with a lot of acne, but if you're like me, like hormonal, kind of get 1 or 2 a month, 3 or 4 around that, these work really great for that. My last little sachet thing is this Lancome sheet mask. So this is the double wrapping cream mask. So it had 2 pieces to it. It had like a top and a bottom. This one was very interesting. It was basically the first sheet mask that I've tried that was basically just a cream. So usually it's like a very clear liquidy serum. This was purely, it was white and like you put it on your face. It felt so good. I've tried a few of these Lancome masks and I've liked every single one of them. I wish they weren't so expensive because they work really well. I've never really been a sheet mask person. I've always preferred just a regular mask that you can wash off. I didn't like how liquidy, sticky these get, but all the Lancome ones, they're just really, really good. High-end sheet masks is not a rabbit hole that I am prepared to go into because I can see that being a lot of trouble. However, if I saw these masks on like some kind of sale or promotion, I might pick up a few of them because they're really, really good and I definitely notice a difference after I use them. Let's talk about something that I didn't really enjoy. This is the Florence by Mills, and these are the Swimming Under the Eye gel pads. So I use the little gel eye patches every morning. It really just helps depuff. I notice that most of my inflammation when I wake up is around my eyes. That's the area that I tend to just focus on. So I'm really diligent about using these every morning. And these ones, they're okay, but I think I have the same issue that everyone else has with them is she tried to be really cute with like this whale design. So the little eye comes out, and I'm gonna show a picture because I don't have any more to really like show an example, but you get like all the little eye holes stuck in your container, and then it's irritating because they're around them all. You have to pull them apart. So that's the only reason why I didn't really enjoy these. I saw an Instagram of Millie Bobby Brown, because this is her brand, with different eye patches that looked like clouds. I think she's gonna rebrand these into that, which is so much smarter. It's still cute. They're still like little clouds, but it doesn't have like the little hole in it that comes out. That was my only issue. Other than that, they were fine. They had a good amount of liquid on them. They stayed on your under eye without dripping too far down, because I wear glasses, that's something I really look for, because if they're just sliding down, it brings my glasses down. I still need to wear my glasses to see. So these were all right, but I'm definitely not going to repurchase them unless she repackages them. Let's go over all the serums that I have. So this is the Estee Lauder Advanced Night Repair. I am just trying to get through all my advanced night repairs. I'm so sick of having little samples of them. I think I have 2 more and then a full size and I'll be done with them. I talked about this in my last empties, but why do they just hand these out so much? Like, I don't understand why I had like 12 of them. So I'm just trying to get rid of them. It's not something I'd repurchase. I've used it quite a bit now. Like, I've gone through at least 5 of these and I don't find that it does anything great for my skin. It is a fairly expensive product. I think the full-size bottle goes for almost $100. So for that price, I don't see enough difference in my skin to justify that. However, I'll continue to use it. It's not doing anything bad for my skin. I just don't think it's doing anything great. The other serum I have, this is the Medicate Intelligent Retinol 3TR Supercharged 0.3 Vitamin A Serum. So I'd alternate between using both of these. I thought this was okay. However, when I was looking at this brand, they really just stress the fact that you need to work up in the amount of retinol that you're using. And I think maybe I just started too low because I didn't want to mess up with my skin, but I didn't notice that much of a change. I know you have to use it quite often, and in the summer, I'm not using it as much as I do in the winter. So I do have the next step up in like the percentage that it has in retinol. But for this, I think it just depends, because I've used retinol before. I probably should have started on that second step already, not on the first. If you've never done retinol, probably start with this, but I didn't really see enough effects from this to really justify it. I'm hoping that with, again, the next one, that I see a little bit better results, especially now that we're teetering into fall here. I can start using retinol just a little bit more regularly and seeing just better results from that. But this was okay. I wouldn't say that, this is the worst retinol that I've used, but honestly, like, I like the ordinary retinol better than this, and that's a fraction of the price. So I'll probably just stick with that. If I don't like, I'll use up the next bottle that I have of this because it's the next step up. And then if I don't like that, I'll probably be looking for a different brand of retinol because it's not really doing anything for me. Let's just cover my last 2 small little things and then we'll go through my full size. This is the StriVectin Multi-Action Clay Renewal Mask. So this comes, you can't really see because it's empty, but it has like gray clay-like consistency, and then in that it has little blue beads. So you put this all over your face and then you massage it in and it'll turn blue from those beads. I actually really enjoyed this as a clay mask. I would probably repurchase this. It's not top of my list because I have so many masks to get through, but I'm gonna look back on all my empty videos at the end of the year to just see what skincare products I wanna repurchase. And this is definitely one of them. I really like this. It's very gentle on your skin, but still very effective as a clay mask. Overall, really enjoyed it. Don't know the price. That might deter me a little bit, but hopefully it's reasonably priced, and yeah, I plan on repurchasing this. The next little sample I have is the Fresh Sugar Hydrating Balm in caramel, and this was okay. For some reason, there's something about Fresh products I just don't like. I've tried multiple things from them. I've tried their very expensive skin creams. For some reason, I just don't like them. This was okay. Everyone talks about this lip balm, but other lip balms that I enjoy much, much more than this, I used it up, but I wouldn't say that it was extra hydrating or I noticed a difference where I didn't have to reapply multiple times a day. Like, it's a subpar lip balm for me. We have 3 things left to talk about. First, this is the Kate Somerville KateCeuticals Total Repair Cream. So this is a moisturizer. I use this at night. It is 1 fluid ounce. It has very similar packaging to Drunk Elephant, where you push down and then the product comes up. I did really enjoy that feature of it. The only thing I don't enjoy is, I realize you could screw the cap off at the end, but there's still no way to like really see how much product you have without messing with this pump. So one day I was just out of it and that was that. Luckily I have other moisturizers to use, but if I didn't, I would have been upset because I had no way of knowing I was even running out of it. However, this is a really good cream. I really, really enjoy this. I'm pretty sure I got this in a sample. I enjoyed it, and so I purchased the full size. One pump is all you need for your entire face, your neck, your chest. It goes quite a long way. So this did last, even though it was 1 fluid ounce, it did last me quite a bit of time, and I only used it at night. I would absolutely repurchase this. This is probably my #1 night cream right now. So really like this. It's worth the price. It is expensive, but it is worth it. Next up is a sunscreen. This is the Biossance Sheer Mineral Sunscreen. Everyone talks about this. My sister loves this sunscreen. So I picked it up. I had to see what the hype is about. I couldn't find it on the French Sephora. So I ended up picking this up when I was in Arizona. And I'm gonna be honest, like I was kind of disappointed by this. This is a nice sunscreen on the face. My biggest issue with it is the packaging. It's such a liquidy sunscreen that like it gets everywhere. So I would always have it like stuck in the cap here. I was always having to clean it off. This packaging is not ideal for the thinness that it is. I'm gonna use this on the back of my hand now. And that's really my only gripe. Every day that I put on that sunscreen, it was just a pain in the ass. And I don't want my products to be a pain in the ass. I want them to remind me of my grandma. I want them to be happy memories. I don't want to have to struggle with something to use it. And I felt like it would just pour out everywhere. If they changed up the packaging, I would repurchase this. But as it stands, there's other sunscreens that I'm using now that just don't get everywhere that I enjoy much, much more over this. I can see why there's some hype to it, but I don't understand why no one's talked about how the packaging just really sucks. So if it was just mine and mine's just more liquidy than other people's, let me know in the comments because I don't understand how no one's mentioned how messy this is. We have one more product to talk about, and I'm not sure because I just said that Chanel one was probably my favorite empty, but it actually might be this one from the brand Dior, and this is the Balm de Nuit Night Balm, which essentially means night balm, in the scent green mandarin green. I don't know what this magic is, but I love this so much. It lasted me quite a bit of time. It smells heavenly. It smells like the spa. I got it at a spa. So I actually got this in Cyprus. I got a facial at a hotel. They upsold me on this, and I always feel bad when they try to upsell me. So sometimes I end up purchasing things even if I don't want them. But I got this to help out the sales associate, and I'm actually amazed at how much I love this product. I need to figure out where to purchase it because I think you can only buy it in spas. Mine is like so worn off. The label's gone. It's been over a year, almost coming up on a year since I left Cyprus. So this lasted me quite a bit of time. I would say I used it once or twice a week. It's essentially just a very heavy moisturizer. It almost has the same texture as a cleansing balm, but even thicker. So if you like to remove your makeup with a cleansing balm, you know what I'm talking about. However, it was just so much thicker and it stayed on your skin. It hydrated your skin like nothing else I've ever experienced, and it smelled divine. I really, really enjoyed this. I don't think it was that expensive. It was definitely on the higher end, but we're not talking like $150. I think this was maybe $60 or so. And it has 1 fluid ounce, I think. Let me just double check. Nope, sorry, it has half an ounce. But still, this lasted me a year and I use this quite regularly. You don't need that much for this to last. I 100% plan on repurchasing it once I can figure out where to find it. It is a French brand, so I'm assuming that I can find it somewhere here in France. But if you can find this, it'll be listed in my description box below because I know I butchered the name of this. Everything that I've talked about, I have written down just in case you want to know the official spelling and how to find it. But this is really good. Normally, when I purchase the spa products, I kind of just think they're overhyped, expensive things. It's absolutely going to be going on my repurchase list. And that's all of it. That is all the empties that I used in the month of August. I don't think it was too bad. Like I said earlier in the intro of this, I've had more, but I'm still pretty happy with what I've gone through. I don't ever just want to like pour things down the drain so I can throw them up on this video. That's not who I am. I actually want to use them. I'm very motivated to just keep chugging away, using up my products, and just seeing these bins just really diminish. That's really what I want. I want to live like a more simple life, and I like talking about the products and really seeing what works for me. So hopefully this was helpful for you. You found some products that maybe you want to test out. So that's where I'm going to leave you all. Like this video, subscribe, and I will see you all in my next one. Bye, everyone.